Welcome everyone to today's webinar on Wednesday, the 12th of March. I'm very happy that Viktoria from Wialon is with us. Viktoria will take us today on the topic how to effectively track a diverse fleet. Wialon is a telematics provider and they joined us in 2024 as a member of Fleet Forum, so we're very happy that Viktoria today will be here to present, let's say, a specific case on how to use telematics to track a diverse fleet. Of course, there's always room for questions and answers. If you have any questions, please use the Q&A button. That's easiest to sort of isolate the questions from the chat. Of course, you can use the chat as well. And maybe to already encourage you to start using the chat, I would like to ask you to let us know and let all the other participants know your name, the organization you work for, where you're from, so we have an idea on who is with us in this webinar today. Yeah, so again, welcome from the people who joined in the last couple of seconds. I see more and more people coming in. Use the Q&A button at the top of your screen if you have any questions. There will be room for questions and answers at the end of the presentation. And great if you can start typing who you are, where you're from, and what organization you work for. That gives a bit of an idea who we have in the meeting. So I will hand over to Viktoria. Viktoria, the floor is yours, and I will come in after your presentation again to facilitate the questions that are there.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Paul. And thank you, everyone. And hello, everyone. Thank you for having me today. In a moment, I'm going to share my screen and start the presentation. Here we are. And I'm sharing it. I hope that you can see it now. All right. I hope it is on now. Okay. As a new member of the Fleet Forum community, which we joined last year, I'm excited to introduce Wialon and discuss how it can help address some of the challenges in managing diverse fleets. My goal today is the following: to share our perspective on these challenges, show where Wialon can be useful, and hear your thoughts on the topic. All right. Well, what is Wialon? You might ask. Wialon is Gortem flagship product for fleet management, while Gortem is a software development company with 22 years of experience in the telematics market. With a team of over 320 talented professionals, it develops and supports a portfolio of 3 products. Apart from Wialon, there's also Flasky and GPS Trace. Our products are used in 160 countries daily, helping businesses enhance their operations and gain valuable insights. Wialon is a solution for fleet digitalization that empowers fleet owners around the world to oversee every aspect of their fleet. It is supported by a strong global community of over 2,700 partner companies. Currently, it connects over 4 million vehicles worldwide, and it seamlessly integrates with 3,700 device models. Wialon ensures 99.5% guaranteed SLA, provided their users with stable and uninterrupted service. It provides a wide range of features, which you can see on the screen, so I'm not going to stop by for long. I just want to mention that it's surely a real-time tracking, but not only of location, but various fleet aspects like maintenance, sensor data, etc., comprehensive reporting tools, fuel management, driver behavior, and many more features that Wialon can offer for fleet managers to stay in control of their fleets. On our website, you can find Wialon Partner Map, which is an open platform for fleet owners to find service providers in their area and submit requests for collaboration. Now that I've introduced the product Wialon, I'd also like to take a moment to introduce myself and my team. As a project implementation manager at Wialon, my goal is to help our partners successfully implement the solution for fleet owners. We're focusing on tailoring Wialon to various scenarios, from basic location tracking, logistics operations, to complex rental fleet management. Wialon is a highly adaptable platform, and part of my job is to help make that adaptability work for each unique case. Moving further, now that we have a better understanding of what it is, let's focus on a greater picture. Here at Wialon, we believe that that managing a diverse fleet requires not just a tracking system, but a comprehensive fleet management solution that meets several key criteria. Well, first of all, it is compatible with various tracking devices and communication protocols. Secondly, regardless of the tracking device used, it works with different data, but returns unified information that provides valuable insights. And it seamlessly integrates with third-party systems to provide even more opportunities for fleet operators, fleet managers. Building on these key criteria, let's have a closer look at both hardware and software elements of this solution. As far as I understand, managing a rental fleet is a complicated topic from the point of view that the vehicles are changing. So using permanent tracking devices might not be that effective. So I included plug-and-play tracking devices like OBD or similar that can be easily moved between vehicles. But even if this is not possible, or in cases where it's not possible, for example, if a company cannot install trackers due to agreement limitations, or if vehicles are rented for only a couple of days and installing even OBDs are not a good choice, mobile apps can help to track rather drivers than vehicles. And here at Wialon, we have such an app. It's called WearTag. It turns any smartphone into a tracker, and it's free of charge. So it can really help reduce costs. Next, standardized data collection and storage. Different tracking platforms may store information in various formats, so unifying it may help. Next, automated transmission of tracking data to other systems for, say, further analysis like Power BI instead of manual unload, upload. And finally, scheduled non-real-time data collection, well, when real-time tracking might not be too expensive or simply unnecessary. But surely, since I'm specialized in Wialon, I'd also like to share some Wialon features that may help in this regard. These are the following features that I included into the presentation. Dynamic unit groups for fleet segmentation, say rental fleet / own fleet, or active fleet / expired fleet, rental period tracking with expiration alerts, usage monitoring, geofencing and location alerts, role-based access control, device health monitoring with remote configuration capabilities, for example. And here I'm going to share a couple of stories. One of the most interesting use case that we worked on recently happened in Tanzania, where a mining company operated a fleet of over 200 trucks under extreme conditions. Their main challenge wasn't just tracking vehicles. It was ensuring driver safety in an environment where speeding, distracted driving, and fatigue could lead to serious accidents. Standard GPS trackers and telematics systems provided location and speed data, but they were enough to prevent risky driving behavior in real time. So the company needed a more proactive approach. What they did, they implemented Wialon and integrated AI dash cams and GPS trackers to monitor driving behavior as it happened. The system instantly alerted fleet managers to dangerous actions, such as harsh braking, sudden acceleration, or drivers losing focus. That allowed them to take action before incident occurred. The results were immediate. Accident rates dropped, maintenance costs decreased, and drivers became more aware of their behavior behind the wheel. For more details on this use case or for additional use cases, you can scan the QR code. And now I'm going to move to another story. And sharing this story, I'd also like to do a hands-on demo of how the platform can solve some of the challenges with managing rental fleet. Let me share my other screen in the meantime. I'm going to do that in a moment. So it's supposed to be on. If it's not, just let me know, but that should be all right. Okay, here goes a use case. A company X relies on the rental fleet for daily operations. They have subcontracted delivery vans, leased construction equipment, rideshare vehicles, and all of them are used under different agreements. What are their biggest challenges? First of all, keeping track of these rental vehicles without direct ownership access. Secondly, ensuring they stay within approved usage limits. Third, preventing unauthorized use or unexpected costs. And finally, integrating data from different rental providers. Let's see what the company did. Well, first of all, they connected these vehicles to the platform, to Wialon. And this is how they can already start seeing their live location, so they can know where their vehicles are. But also they decided to upgrade the situation, and they registered rental periods for each unit in the unit properties. Let me show you an example. So we go to the unit properties, and I'm going to show you how the rental period may be tracked. We navigate to service intervals, and here we see vehicle rent time. Well, in my case, it's 1 day, overdue already. And using a combination of these service intervals plus notifications, they group the vehicles into active fleet, as you can see, expiring fleet, and expired fleet. Notifications move units from active fleet to expiring fleet, which prevents contract violations and ensures timely vehicle return or renewal. Next, the vehicles are not owned, so the company must make sure they are used properly to avoid extra charges or violations. What they do, they decide to use reports. They generate reports on mileage and fuel, and on driver behavior to make sure that the vehicle's integrity stay intact. So we're navigating to reports to have a look what exactly is there. So this is what reports, well, trip reports look like. Now the company can see how vehicles are used, how much trips, how many trips a unit did. For example, here we can see the trips, or the beginnings, the locations, the duration, fuel consumed. All helps to make sure that they are not overused or not underused. Maybe that's also maybe the case. They also used fuel versus mileage charts to visualize this data. And finally, they wanted to make sure that the vehicles are used safely. So they used eco driving report to help. Oh, actually, this driver is not a very safe driver. So you can see violations were done here. All right. Now the company has full transparency over how rented vehicles are used, and it helps them avoid penalties and unexpected costs. And finally, according to the agreement, vehicles must remain within approved usage zones. Going beyond them might lead to contract issues or additional charges. So what they do, Using a combination of geofences and notifications, they created geofences for permitted zones and assigned notifications to be informed when vehicles leave these zones. We're going to navigate to geofences to have a look. So here's those zones are created. Let me see if I can focus on one. Yeah, well, for example, and there are notifications for these zones. We can see them here. This is how fleet managers can stay in control of this situation. But besides, Wialon notifications can not only inform managers about what's going on, they can also create tasks to take for the teams to take action. For example, let me close it really quick and let's navigate to the tasks tab. This is the list of tasks for the teams to, well, you can assign a task to someone who's going to take the action. For example, if a vehicle leaves a specific zone, an operator can call and ask to get back, right? The tasks may also be moved about the statuses, or they can be set priority. I think it's very useful in this case. This is how the company can ensure all rented vehicles stay within permitted areas and comply with our contract terms. And let me sum up really quick. Fleet digitalization helped the company to gain full visibility over the rented vehicle location, like this, so we can see them. Use the vehicle use with the help of reports, and when the contracts are up for renewal, allowing to prevent risks, avoid penalties, and optimize operations. Let me get back to my previous screen because that's the story I wanted to share. And I'm going to share this one instead. Maybe you wanted to scan the QR code again, but actually, this is it. Maybe there is one question that I had, if whether you have the same challenges, similar challenges, maybe with your everyday operations, or maybe they are completely different. So I would really appreciate if you could share them and we can discuss them, how Wialon how Wialon can help address them. Well then, thank you very much. It is a Q&A time, and this is it from my side.
Great. Thank you, Viktoria, for your presentation and the specific business case.
Thank you.
Well, Viktoria already asked, do you recognize challenges or similar challenges? I know many of you have a mix of, let's say, owned fleets and rental fleets as well, rental vehicles. So it would be interesting if you can share in the chat already indeed about, I recognize this challenge, or this is what I'm looking for. And in the meantime, there are some questions, Viktoria.
Sure.
So the first one is from Carlos. A very practical one. Can you please share a document explaining the case where they used AI cameras to monitor drivers and improve safety? That's actually the Tanzania case where you say, well, they started using AI cameras. Is there a documentation or a document sort of describing that specific case, which you can share?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It is available with the QR, but I can try to find really quick the exact use case, just not to play around with the QRs. Just give me a second. I'm going to do that.
No, well, let me suggest that you don't need to look for it now. If you can send it after the webinar to me, we will share it with everyone who was in the webinar after the webinar. That makes it easier that everyone has the link already in that email. Okay.
Yeah, great. Let's do that.
Yeah, cool. Then Michael, he says, can you clarify which of the scenarios you mentioned can be implemented if an organization doesn't have trackers at all, only the WeAttack app? If you only use the app and not have tracking systems, which of the scenarios can you still implement?
Well, I would say all scenarios that require just basic GPS tracking, maybe with some statuses or SOS alerts, because WearTag cannot be connected to a, say, fuel level sensor or other sensors. Well, it can, though, work with Bluetooth tags. So maybe this one may be implemented, but I have an example. It's not exactly connected with with rental fleets, but in my experience, there was a use case where a company wanted to track runners at a race. And that was really hard to equip them with trackers. So what they did, they at the registration to a race, they collected people's phone numbers that were used as IDs for the units, and then they asked them to install Wear tags, and this is how they provided this traceability at the race. That was a trail race. It was just hard to track them because they were running around forests and deserted areas. So, for example, there's something like that, but it can also be downloaded. A driver can download it and be tracked a similar way.
Yeah. Okay, great. Thanks. Then Simon says, to what extent can Wialon combine the telematics or tracking features you have explained with other fleet management topics like maintenance, accidents, driver records, fuel purchase, cost, etc.?
Wow, that's actually a great question. I don't think, well, I think that Wialon can do that, but actually we have a specific Wialon-based solution that can help track maintenance. That's a separate app, but it's still Wialon based, so it can be accessed from Wialon. It's called Fleet Run, and there you can actually track costs of parts, of fuel, and you can set service intervals to track when the vehicles have to be serviced, etc. Maybe I will have a look at specific use cases again, and we can share them as links as in a follow-up.
Yeah, that's great. And you can really use it as a fleet management system, even. Yeah, and not just as a tracking system. Oh. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Is there any more questions from someone? Any more explanation required or specific questions on the topic?
I see Mohammed has a rising hand, but I'm not sure what it means, if it means anything. So Mohammed, if you have any questions, you better use a chat or Q&A.
Let me see. No, indeed, I see. There's a new questions. Votes now, Mike. So Carlos asks, is the system compatible with other vehicle tracking systems? If you just do the reporting system, can you combine it with other tracking systems?
Well, that depends, but yeah, there are ways. For example, retranslating data from one system to another. Well, you can retranslate data from Wialon to other system, and I believe that there might be ways such as APIs for, on the contrary, retranslating data from another system to Wialon.
Yeah.
At least we experience similar cases for sure.
Yeah. Thanks. And if you have specific, Carlos, if you want to have a little more detail, I can link you to Viktoria to have a bilateral discussion on it. And Neil asked,
absolutely.
Viktoria, thanks for sharing. You mentioned the tracking of rental vehicles in the system. Can you explain the hardware that would be used in such a case?
Okay.
Sorry, if you use tracking for rental vehicles, I think Neil might link it to the plug and play device you used in the rental vehicles. Can you explain the type of hardware that's being used for that?
Well, when I was thinking about it, I had OBDs in mind, all kinds of the ones that you can insert into, I guess, a lighter of a vehicle, right? And then they can be easily plugged in and plugged out, and surely mobile apps of any kind. This is what I had in mind, but I would really appreciate sharing like real world cases. So, I mean, if there are any specific trackers that Fleet Forum members use, that would be interesting. At least for me to check if Wialon is compatible with them.
Yeah, yeah. So, and if you maybe has an additional question to it, if you, because you presented a plug and play
Yeah.
device, is
Mhm.
that literally a device that's mobile and you can just plug in and plug out again and then use it in another vehicle? So it's not a built-in
Yeah,
tracking device.
exactly. And I think a link to these devices have just been shared. Yeah,
Yeah.
on the chat.
Okay.
Thank you, Andre.
Then Shinenya asked, how can you monitor rental vehicles as they are not owned vehicles? And this
Mhm.
vehicle are only engaged in hours or 4 hours. But that's
Well,
maybe
yeah. For hours, okay. When I was preparing, I thought about days, not hours, but hours is also fine. I thought about mobile trackers actually because they are the easiest. That's actually even better than OBDs. So you can well anyway, the vehicles are driven by people, right? So people can just download apps such as WearTag. And this is how you can start tracking them right away. I mean, I haven't actually showed, but I have WearTag installed and connected to my mobile phone right now. And once I turn it on, it appears on Wialon as online. So that's just very real time, very fast.
okay. Then there's another question from Kinania. Have you tried to analyze the violation feedback? For example, the act can pick up a sound that is not really harsh brake, but might record it as harsh brake. Well, maybe you should read
Have a look.
it for yourself as well, Victoria,
Yeah.
in the Q&A.
That's in the very top, or
No, it's the, let's see, the third question.
the third question.
From
Let me
Sinenge
see here.
Kalu, have you tried to analyze
Yeah.
the violation feedback?
If it is sound, it is not really harsh break, but my record it is a harsh break. If I understand the question correctly, you mean that a harsh break is normally recognized by sounds, but it actually works differently. It is recognized by changes in an accelerometer. So I don't think that there might be such issues, if I understand the question correctly. But if it's different, just add a little bit more clarifications and we will work with them. And regarding sounds, I mean, there were cases when we were asked if it's possible to track not just driving behavior, driving style, but actually driving behavior, like really if driver behaves while having passengers. And so far, I haven't seen any tracker that can detect the actual sound and see if the driver behaves. So,
Yeah, all right. So there's let me do one last question and then we end. Is there a free Wialon web-based tool for testing?
yeah, is there's another question, right? I
Yeah.
haven't.
That's the question from
Stop.
Surit. Yeah. Thank you. Is there also a free Wialon web-based tool for
Yeah.
testing?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Actually, I need to check if we have any test account, if we
Okay.
provide a service. So I'm going to check, and I'm not sure, maybe Summit, right? Maybe you can connect with us, and we will discuss this opportunity.
All right, cool. So I'm afraid it's the end of the webinar. I realized there might be more questions of people who want to contribute, but as you know, us as Fleet Forum, we really stick to time. So it was great, Viktoria, having you here. You see, it's a topic where many people engage with. There's many questions around it. So again, Wialon is one of our members as well. So you can always reach out to me, to Fleet Forum, if you want to be linked to Viktoria of any of her colleagues, if you want to have more clarification or set up a discussion. At least we want to will share some material already after the meeting with you that Viktoria explained today. Yeah. Thank you all. Thank you again, Viktoria. It was a pleasure having you here today.
Yeah,
we
it was
hope
very
to see you
interesting.
soon. Okay. Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thank you very much. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.